Hi, Charles. How are you doing?
Hi, Lee. It's great to be back on the How You Doing show.
Yeah.
And I'm comfortably on the couch, and you're holding a pencil there at the desk, and you're gonna
Yeah, a notebook,
yeah,
and
no
I'm
bucky.
by my piano,
Yeah.
which is sort of like my music desk, I guess.
Well, yeah, you are the maestro of this show here, and
Yeah.
you're gonna have to tell us what we're doing today.
Okay, we're gonna do some that I did, and
Ah,
I decided I was gonna do something in the style, or at least influenced by Oasis, because
wow.
I wanted to prove that a jerk like me who keeps being ambivalent towards saying they're good and not good could actually do something like them. But I didn't do it without a little bit of silliness involved also. If you see the picture of the guys with the weird sunglasses and the turbans, you would know that I put humor in it.
Well,
And they're called the
not
Scrub Board Brats.
the
My
scrub board
my
rats.
name.
So self-titled. No, it's
Yeah,
interesting. If you hit YouTube and look what's going on in the UK right now, the turbans might be on point. They might be. It's really
yeah,
interesting what's going on over there right
yeah.
now. Yeah, I would like to think that this was kind of maybe not necessarily directed at moi, but
It was specifically to
kind of
see
like to
if you
prove
would
a
like it.
point. Yeah, or and to see that this is easy to do or not.
More
I
like
don't
just to
know.
show it's easy for me to do anything. That's it. But go on.
Anything it
Yeah.
could be. Um, and fortunately, Lee is lucky that I can't like pick out chords by ear. I really can't. I'm not that
Yeah.
talented.
Yeah.
I could give them insights. If you really, this is what the folks at home are saying. I could give them insights on what chords to use because Noel Gallagher is an economical songwriter. He uses a lot of chords over and over again. But that's okay. I thought it was cool that we decided to give something a whirl that may be outside his wheelhouse and see if he could do it. So when he asked me to do this, did I not say the scrub board brats? I just saw them the brats
Yeah.
immediately. It was the option between them and somebody else. The brats,
Yeah.
the brats, because I knew he put some work into this. So yeah, and it kind of looked like the Beatles before they made it big. They have like leather gear with turbans on and sunglasses.
Yeah.
Kind of interesting how they look. But I mean, it's a Lee album and it's Brit pop. I call it Brit pop
Yeah.
directed or influenced. But
Yeah.
you go with
Yeah.
Oasis. I don't know if every song got there, but I'll
Well,
let you
I
know if
wasn't
it did.
necessarily trying to sound exactly like them, and of course, if you had suggested any chord changes, I would have definitely ignored them. But there you go.
To get the authentic Oasis sound, that's true. By the way,
No,
this is
to
on
get the
point because
authentic what I would do. I wanted to
this
sound like what I would do if I were their producer.
that's an interesting thing. Noel would have fired you after one hour,
Well,
but
good.
that's okay. But this is on point because Lee's had to endure a lot of Britpop and shit, and he gets mad about me keep sending him Oasis on the Walrus. And
Yeah.
I'm only excited,
Not
folks,
only
because
not because of the song, but because after a while, it's almost
he
like
gets
taking
it.
the magic out of some that should be only done once.
There you go. But I'm going to be seeing him here in less than a month on their reunion tour. That's right. That's
So
right.
so you're
I'm
gonna
so
be
excited.
happy.
Of course. But let's jump into this one, man. I'm excited to look into
All right.
this here.
Who wants to start? Do you?
If you like. Yeah, sure. Why
sure.
not?
Okay.
I'm the guest here.
Yeah. The first song is "Get Out of Here." What do you think of that?
It'd be Get Out of Here. The singer has a bit of that Liam Gallagher sneer, just a bit. Lyrically, a little bit out there. Not sure why one has to take their beer and leave. The guy that drinks beer a lot on this show, and it's a Monsieur Augustin. This song sounds a bit of a mix of Britpop, a little bit, and it would fit in nicely in 1995 along most of the greats of the day. It would fit in, but has enough originality going on to be proud of its own merit. So it's a pretty cool opener here. Smoking guitar solo as well, Lee, so get out of here. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I especially thought the line "make like a tree and beehive" was really something that doesn't make sense, but people might start saying it. Anyway, it's a good introductory track, starting things off by telling someone to get out of here. It sounds like they're going for an Oasis sound, and I like this better than most Oasis beginning songs. It works for me. All right. Now for Pogo Stick. All right. This has a little bit of an international noise conspiracy vibe to it, done English style. This would be fun to hear live. It's pretty cool. What do you think?
I can't say I ever got into pogo sticks. I did enjoy the pogo ball though, so I guess I could understand. And I can't recall getting sick on one though. Pretty straightforward song, tons of repetition on the lyrics, but the guitars are pretty dissonant and that's sweet. Probably about the right length. Yeah, it could have been a little bit longer though, I think. But it just gets to the point here. A decent track, good album cover. I don't know why I put good album cover.
Oh,
because
hey.
they wear turbans.
It's cool.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think
They're
of...
on their turbans.
All right.
On pogo sticks.
Yep. What do you think of Bombardier?
Well, we got some real wackiness going on here with the Oogie Boogies against you. Oh man, I'm guaranteeing there's something profound there. This one seems like a demented Love and Rocket style track. You remember them, Lee?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. The guitar riff is very monotonous, but it's very aggressive sounding, which I like. Even though it just goes on and on and on and on. Pogo Stick may have needed a little more length, and this one should have been edited down a bit. It just goes on a little too much. It's quite maddening, actually. This one should have got trimmed down a little hair there, Lee. Go ahead.
Yeah. The original wasn't as monotonous, but Suno fixed it for me. Anyway, we're now in New York minimalism territory this time. It's actually like one I had to hear a few times before I liked it because of its repetitiveness, but I'm able to get into it more now. It's not my favorite song on here, but I don't hate it. All right.
Well, it's a little bit shoegazer.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of shoegazing type track, so it still fits in.
And it sort of shows how a group like them or Oasis, if you want to do a long jamming song, all you have to do is the same chords over and over again for a very long time and don't even solo. Okay, now the next song.
Were you a fan of all of Jesus and Mary Chain?
I want to be. That's the only thing that I can say right now.
Sounds like
yeah,
this.
yeah.
Actually,
I like their versions of this stuff better. And Loop did an album that sometime we ought to do, if you can remember. To remind me of the group Loop, they did an album called Fade Out, which is it makes this sound like the Sandpipers. Anyway,
maybe that's why Oasis made a great song called "Fade In, Fade Out." You know, Noel
possibly.
Gallagher. Yeah, he's a student of the band. All right, the next song, Lee.
Okay, the next song is Potato Chips and Ice Cream. Okay, this has maybe a vibe like when Oasis is doing more mellow stuff. I rather like it, even though I usually don't like this type of stuff. But this is done well and I like it. What do you think?
You know what's really crazy is oddly I've had this combo before, Lee.
Huh.
Not too bad. I don't recommend them together, but like separately, it's actually not too bad. Like eat a chip, then eat like a spoon of vanilla ice cream.
Yeah.
It's that sugar and salt kind of thing, sweet and salty. It worked.
Yeah.
The singer here sounds a bit like the My Chemical Romance guy,
Huh.
and also at points like the Wolf Mother dude.
Oh.
So I guess it's close enough to a British dude.
Oh.
This one would fit in well alongside, say, Coldplay, something of that nature. Well, except making farts in mines, to quote the lyrics.
Yeah.
Quirky, but it could bring out the lighters at a kid.
Oh, okay. What do you think of Snuggle Up?
This one has a decent flow to it, but I'm not sure about the drum breaks, though. Like, they don't seem like that's needed. And this one has a nice flow, but it shouldn't be disruptive. And we are back in the land that could fit into Britpop, definitely in the guitars and the vocals. Also, I find the instrumental break in the song rather inspiring. Decent little song, cut the drum breaks.
Yeah. There's a oh, all right. Anyway, did I say what I thought?
You said anyway, oh.
And
yeah.
that's is
So I guess that's all you thought of it.
no, no. This is like a combination of Oasis and the Knack, but a filler tune by the Knack. And now that you mention that drum break, that reminds me of Underture by The Who. Anyway, it's listenable.
Hey!
Oops. And I don't mind it, but there are better songs on the album.
You don't have to say age. I mean, I'm one of the weirdos that like Underture. Okay.
I actually am one of the ones who find that the whole album should be like that one song. Anyway, the next song is My Pants Are on Fire. All right. This is swagger music with somewhat comic lyrics, but it works and might turn the women on when they hear it. It would be a great song for a video, a cool rocking tune with attitude. I dig it. What do you think?
Now this is more like it. This is on a wanting to be like Oasis tip here, man. Specifically in the drums. It sounds reminiscent of Alan White's work in the band, not the Yes guy. The guy who was actually in Oasis. Vocalist sounds more of a punk, like a punk singer doing some Britpop, which isn't a bad combination at all. This one sounds really good. Too bad it's about someone's pants being on fire.
Yeah.
The guitar solo is reminiscent of John Squire's work in the Stone Roses, which I fucking love.
Cool.
This one passes with flying colors. And get the lad a goddamn fire extinguisher.
All right. What do you think of Weirdness?
The opening guitar work has a Graham Coxon feel. In fact, most of the guitar too would make him happy, I'm sure. This one kind of sounds like the Crowded House dude attempting Britpop with Graham Coxon sitting in on guitar. Also, it seems to tip its hat to Ram era McCartney with its vocal breakdown there in the center. This was a unique mishmash of styles. I got into the weirdness here. I like it.
Okay. This is one where Suno actually normalized it. It wasn't that conventional at first, but part of them doing a cover tune means putting it in the style I asked, so they did that. Anyway, this is like one of Oasis's songs I don't care for, but they play it well. It has somewhat probably unintentional classical elements in the arpeggio section, but I do like the middle part, so I don't really dislike all of it. Okay.
Well, before you go on to that song, what is an Oasis song you like, Lee?
Most of Blow Out Your Soul.
Dig Out Your Soul, not Blow Out Your Soul.
Whoa. Something having to do with some sort of fillet of soul.
I got it. All right. Okay.
All right.
The worst album. All right.
Yeah, I like their worst stuff. All right. Anyway, now for She Rose Like a Flower. Okay. This starts out great. The words are rather perhaps purposefully stupid, but they work. Eventually, this becomes as monotonous as Bombardier. It seemingly works better here by 1%, and after a while it reminded me of the Stone Roses. I like what it's trying to do, but it could be 50% shorter, and I would like it better. What do you think?
Interesting there, because this one tips its hat to the Stone Roses a bit, and this is how I hear it. Matter of fact, just have to add slightly better drums and bass, and it'd be right there. It'd almost be a Stone Roses track. The vocalist is hard for me to put a finger on who he sounds like. Yeah, he sounds like somebody, not like, but I just can't get it down. It's not Liam, I don't know, but it works. It works, and there's a total tip of the hat to the Roses in the breakdown here, which makes sense as they are the godfathers of Britpop. Pretty cool one here too. It's a tribute to the greatness of the Stone Roses is how I hear it. And by the way, we did review Stone Roses on the Grossman show. We both enjoyed that fucking shit. All the way to the length of the song, I might add. If you've heard I'm the Resurrection, that's a very incredibly long song. It works when it works, and it worked here.
Right on. In fact, we should do the Stone Roses' second album sometime. Anyway.
Totally.
Yeah. In fact, I would have preferred to do that before the first.
We did Liam and John Squire, and
I know.
You liked it quite a bit. So
I remember what I thought, and I won't correct you. But anyway, now the next song is. Oh, what do you think of Insistence?
Well, this one has a more original vibe. It's more of a tip to the hat. Well, it is still Britpoppy, but it's like original at the same time, which is cool because it's got like a conventional pop polish to it. The strings in the chorus, though, does bring it back into the fold of that classic Britpop sound. So as far as that meshing conventional with the tenets of Britpop, this is one of the best ones for it. This needs to be heard by more people. It's rather good. So fuckers, get into Lee Gerstmann's channel and check out Insistence. Go ahead, Lee.
Thank you. This might be one of my favorites on the album. A deeper track, possibly, but one I like better than some of the others. It's quite good. Okay, now the last song, Peanuts. This, oddly enough, is another of my favorites. Maybe there's not enough of any solo moments, but the music is good, so I enjoy it. What do you think?
Well, what's interesting is that this one sounds like Blur with a Beatlesque style vocals on it.
Huh.
And oddly, it's only about peanuts.
Yeah.
It also has a bit of a Sid Barrett feel to it, which makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense. He's a huge influence in Britpop. So it floats my boat, as the whole record here does as well. But I'm also a mad for it Britpop madman. So of course I would. But everybody, go check out the hard work Mr. Lee put in the scrubboard Brats.
Thank you.
This was a fun album. And of course, if you're not a Britpop fan and you love like Night Ranger and bullshit like that, you won't like this. But if you have any kind of sense or taste, you will enjoy it. The scrubboard Brats. And that's
Yeah.
all I got to say about that.
Yeah, I got the boogie woogies against the Night Ranger people. So they need to hear that song for 24 hours straight. Anyway.
Yeah. And then they usually, these Night Ranger tools, will act like they like the Beatles. I mean, I Am the Walrus, Goo Goo Gajoo. I mean, it's no
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
It's silly, blasty lyrics.
And I had
But-
even weirder lyrics that and Suno just decided to like concentrate on that. But that's fine.
Now, as a big fan of this band now, I have a challenge. Make a follow-up
I can do that.
and make it like your favorite. Blow out your soul.
I'll try.
Make something as great as Falling Down.
I forget what I thought of that song, but I'll make it as good as the songs I like.
I'm thinking you like Shock of Lightning.
Huh?
The song Shock of Lightning. We're getting too deep. You don't even remember them songs. You just say you like it.
I'm just someone who has.
Oh, and I forgot to remind folks, he also hit me up, but he liked Even Chemistry quite a bit. He didn't know how good it was. But we won't go that
What?
deep.
Where?
The
what?
Master Plan, Even Chemistry. Their album, Even Chemistry.
All right.
Yeah, with the Hindu times and all that.
I do. But yeah, whatever. Okay.
We won't go into the Master Plan, which was phenomenal.
No, because I didn't like it except for one song which is really good and another song which is fine.
But, just be honest, Lee. Be honest. It's on the record. You really probably prefer Noel Gallagher's High Flying Birds to Oasis.
Yeah.
The Dying of the Light.
I don't remember.
The right stuff. The right stuff.
Yeah. That now that's the kind of stuff that I wish I could say I did.
The Ballad of the Mighty Eye.
Yeah, that stuff.
Yeah. So, I mean, but I get it. Either way, it's off.
I can also do a third album, which is going to be your liking of Oasis stuff, and I'm going to make that sound as bad as I can.
No, why you got to do that?
Because you'll like it anyway.
Oh, you
sorry.
We'll
Yeah. Because I'm very good at knowing what people like.
Nah.
Well, I'm good at knowing what I like, and I'm people.
I've shocked you more than once, so.
Oh, we don't need to go there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Way.
You have. You're better than than I say.
Act on the channel. Yeah. Well.
No. Better than how I say.
No.
You're as good as you are, but you're better than what I say.
I appreciate that. So, folks.
All right, never mind.
Telling you.
Never mind what I just said.
I totally, man. I feel you. What the fuck this guy look for? Look, folks. Check this record out on the Lee Gerstmann channel, and also check out his work individually.
Yeah.
Because you fuckers don't. So do it.
Thank you.
Do it.
Believe it or not, there is a lot of stuff that I've done that's just me.
Yes, and even if you listen for 30 seconds, it gets a view. So do that. If nothing else, just do that.
Yeah.
Get them the views. Like and subscribe to Lee Gerstmann channel. And thank you for having me back. And this was a fun review. And I'm glad you made something that I inspired you to make. So
yeah, and just like I also wrote something that I put into a classical music contest, and I still have yet to see whether it's going to be in their 2026 roster, but I will find out.
Well, put this in the Britpop channel, it'll probably blow up like fire, but go ahead.
Okay. Take care, everybody. All right.